In every collapsing economy, there are people who have been working in that economy, people who have been blessed. Others even get the blessing or have got the blessing in that economy. But they sense that the economy now has started collapsing. So on this episode, we are going to touch on many things. I remember on our last series of the episode, we were seeing what to use with the harvest. But on today's series, we are going to tackle on something on settling and working in a peaceful city. You know, when you're in a country or when you're working under a certain economy, there are cities that are not peaceful, cities that will create chaos, cities that are good at rebellion, cities whereby all the defiant people stay. So you find that if you're to stay in a collapsing economy when you're still blessed, you must make sure that you locate a city that won't disturb your business, a city that won't disturb the works of your hands. It's like someone going to cultivate and he ends up buying a land that is rocky, a land that, you know, that even though it's not rocky, but when it produces thorns, you must know where to cultivate. You must know where to make business from. You must know where to settle and make profits. Let me go in my Bible. In the book of Genesis, chapter 47, verse 27. The book of Genesis, chapter 47, verse 27. The Bible says, "And Israel dwelt in the land of Egypt, in the country of Goshen, and they had possessions therein, and grew and multiplied exceedingly." You know, this is Egypt. When these people came to Egypt, though the famine had not yet come into the country, the economy was still steady. But Joseph knew that in the next 7 years, he had sensed it, that in the next 7 years, famine was to come. Come God, come Satan. Famine was to be there, like it or not. So when he took his people to Pharaoh, he asked him a favor and told him, "My people are shepherds for the rare animals, and they had to give them a land that is favorable for rearing animals." And that land was Goshen. He asked for the land of Goshen. Can you imagine that the land of Goshen was good at producing profits, at making profits? The land of Goshen was a fertile land, a land that was good to cultivate on, a land that was good to rear animals on. Not only that, a land that was good to settle on, whereby after making business, you must make sure that the place you're staying in is secure. So they allocated a good place for making business. Goshen is a place where everything that you touch on must multiply. It's a land of multiplication. It's a land of increment. It's a land of peace. A land whereby when disaster comes, for it's disaster free. You remember when these people were still in, when they were still in Egypt, for Joseph had already died, and these people were turned to be slaves of Egyptians, but they still stayed in Goshen. But when God said that, when God told Moses that, "Go and bring out my people from Goshen," it's so amazing that all the disaster that came on Egypt never reached Goshen. So Goshen is a peaceful land. You must know your Goshen. when you're going to make business. Not everywhere that you see, you just say that, I think I can make business here. The place looks to be good for business. No, the place must also be fertile. The place must also be peaceful. The next thing is, stay with faithful people. You know, people don't know that in everything you do, in every aspect of life, you need people. But not everyone will be good, will welcome your business, will stay a good person to you when you're making business or when you're doing the same business with him. Not everyone that will smile at you. Others will smile, but plastic smiles. So you need faithful people, people whom you will talk to or whom you will go to inquire about certain things, and they advise you accordingly, not giving you false advice, and you end up collapsing with the economy that is collapsing. People, you must be having people who are faithful, people who will tell you that no, this is not the right time to go in for business. This is not the right time to stock. Then you get to know that I shouldn't go back in the market to bring stock, but I have to sell this that I'm having in the stores. Finally, on this series, I want us to also touch on this point. You must know the name of the place that you're going to work in. Not every place that is favorable for your business. No, you must know the name. Some of the people, he might be going to China, or he might be seeing people going to China to do business there, or to go and import things from China. He also says, I must also run to China. No, don't just rush like that. First inquire, make a thorough investigation, and get to know, is the place that I'm going in following other people or other businessmen, is it favorable for me to go and make business in that place? You might go there, and when you buy things or when you go to import things from that place, you end up, you know, making losses, yet others don't make losses from there. There is a man in the Bible called Abraham, before he was Abraham. Abraham, the father of Isaac, our grandfather, was with his father in a place called Canaan. I mean, in a place called Haran. And that wasn't their destination. For God had told his father Terah that you should go to Canaan, and they stopped in the land of Haran. They stayed in Haran. They lived a very, very, very crooked life. You know, they were poor, but when they came to Haran, they even became more poorer than they were in their first settlement. You shouldn't settle in a place and start making losses and you feel comfortable with that place, that, you know, and some of you even gone to say that, you know, one day I was in this place and have been doing business in this place. It was once fruitful for me. Now I can see it's no longer fruitful. But you still stay there? No. Look for your Canaan, look for your Goshen, look for a place where you'll find the faithful people. Look for a place that is suitable for your business. That's why God said that in the book of Psalms 101, verse 6, he said that my eyes shall stay on the faithful of the land. Indeed, God's eyes are never on people who are defiant, on people who are rebellious. His eyes are ever on the people who are faithful in the land. When you're making business, just make sure that you create an atmosphere, or an atmosphere that is suitable for faithful people to come and join you. You know, people may look at you and look at the people that you're dealing with. You're making business, then you're dealing with people who are doing other businesses. Not every business that people like it. Not every business that you're doing that people have to come to you automatically. No. People also look at the people who are surrounding you, and they attract them to come and join you in business. So if you stay with people who are not faithful, then your business will collapse when you run out.